Hello and welcome back to Today in the NBA, where we are going to be going over Day 2 of the Las Vegas Summer League. Now to start off, we had the Dallas Mavericks versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. For the Mavericks, their best player was by far Jaden Hardy, who shot 8 for 18 from the field, 4 for 12 from 3, ended up with 24 points and 6 boards along with 2 assists. He was really good this game and he looked really hard to stop. Another good player for them was Oliver Maxence Prosper, one of their picks from this year. 3 for 4 from the field, 7 points. Derek Lively didn't really get many minutes, only playing 16 and a half, but he did look solid out there. He was fouling quite a bit, however. Now for the OKC Thunder, Ousmane Dieng, 5 for 9 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 13 points. He's looking exactly like what they drafted him to be, a good stretch 3, someone who's very hard to stop. Chet Holmgren looked very good this game, getting 10 boards and 2 blocks to go along with 16 points. Trey Mann was good again, 11 points on a good efficiency. The best player on the Thunder, however, was definitely Cason Wallace. 7 for 15 from the field and 6 of 10 from 3 to go along with 3 boards, 2 assists and 2 steals. He had 20 points, but the real thing with him was his amazing defense. He was absolutely locking up. Cason Wallace's biggest worry coming into the draft was probably his 3-point shot. And if he can continue to shoot like this at the NBA level, he is definitely going to be a good player. Next up, we had the Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics. Now for the Heat, Orlando Robinson, their center, absolutely went off. 11 boards, 4 assists and 2 blocks, but with 36 points on 59% from the field and 75% from 3. He was an amazing player this game. Another good player for them was Drew Peterson and Drew Smith, 13 points and 16 points respectively. Now for the Boston Celtics, their only real notable player was Jordan Walsh, who was one of their second round picks this year. 6 for 11 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, 5 boards, 2 steals, playing some pretty good defense as well. Another notable player for them was JD Davison, I believe a second round pick last year. He had 14 points on pretty bad efficiency, but the real standout was 11 assists. Next up, we had the New York Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. For the Knicks, their best player was probably Daquan Jeffries, 20 points, 4 boards, 2 assists and 2 blocks. No one else really showed out for them, however. Now for the Philadelphia 76ers, as he has been pretty much all summer league so far, Jaden Springer went off, 23 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, a steal and a block, shooting at 57% from the field. Now Filip Petrusev was a little bit of a surprise here, 13 points on 6 of 8 from the field to go along with 5 boards and a block. If the 76ers and Paul Reed can't manage to come to a decision, then Filip Petrusev might be a capable backup centre behind Joel Embiid. Even if Paul Reed is back next year, however, I still do think Filip Petrusev is definitely deserving of at least some NBA minutes. Next up, we had the Detroit Pistons versus the Orlando Magic. Now for the Detroit Pistons, James Wiseman was probably their best player. 16 points, 11 boards and 2 blocks. He was really good, 6 for 10 from the field. Hopefully he can earn some more minutes next year. Jalen Duren was also really good, 17 points, 8 boards. Asar Thompson, however, did look like he struggled a little bit. Didn't get many shots, only taking 4 and only hitting 1 of them. He did get 9 boards and 3 assists to go along with 3 blocks. He was pretty good on the defensive end, but he does need some work on his offensive game. Now Jaden Ivey definitely struggled. 5 for 19 from the field and 6 turnovers. Now for the Orlando Magic, Kevon Harris was probably their best player. 21 points, 6 boards, shooting at 61.5% from the field. Jet Howard, however, definitely struggled. Took 13 shots, only made 3 of them, and he did look like he struggled a little bit on the defensive end, despite getting 3 steals. Anthony Black, though, was amazing, 7 for 10 from the field and 1 of 2 from 3, to go along with 5 boards, 5 assists and 3 steals. Anthony Black looked great on offense and great on defense, being an amazing facilitator and a great on-ball and off-ball defender. Next up, we have the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Chicago Bulls. Now for the Grizzlies, Kenneth Lofton was probably their best player, 8 for 14 from the field, only 4 boards but 2 steals and 3 blocks, 23 points. Jacob Gilyard also played quite well, shooting 4 for 4 from the field, 3 for 3 from 3, managing to get 8 assists. Now for the Bulls, their best player was probably Javon Freeman-Liberty, 9 for 15 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, 24 points, 5 assists and 6 boards. He played very, very well, and hopefully he ends up on a roster next season. Dalen Terry also struggled big time this game. 5 for 21 from the field. He had 2 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals. He did play some solid defense, but still, I would definitely have liked to have seen more from him. Next up, we have the Indiana Pacers versus the Washington Wizards. Now, for the Indiana Pacers, their leading scorer was Benedict Mathurin. 9 for 21 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3. He wasn't really that efficient, but he was getting buckets. Now, the standout player for the Pacers was Isaiah Jackson, who shot 10 for 12 from the field, had 21 points, 14 boards, and 3 blocks. He had an amazing game. Another player for them was Andrew Nembhard, who just looked really good on the court. He was controlling the pace and running the offense beautifully. Now, for the Indiana Pacers, Jarace Walker offensively did not look very good. 3 for 13 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. He wasn't great on the offensive end. His passing looked solid though, and his defense looked amazing. He managed to get 13 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. He was really, really good on the defensive end of the floor, but he definitely does need to work on his offensive game. Now for the Washington Wizards, their leading scorer was Johnny Davis, who shot 8 for 18 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, had 5 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, along with playing some solid defense. Johnny Davis actually looked pretty good, and I do hope that he's going to be able to come back after a terrible rookie season and make an impact. Now, the Wizards rookie, Bilal Coulibaly, he did struggle a little bit on the offensive end, only shooting 4 for 13 from the field. However, he was a very, very impactful defender today, spending most of his time guarding Benedict Mathurin. Now, another standout player for the Wizards was one of their recent trade acquisitions, Patrick Baldwin Jr., who shot 5 for 11 from the field, had 13 points. He looked really good. He was just getting his shot off, and it was really hard for the other team to contest, as he's just so tall. Next up, we have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Phoenix Suns. To start off with the Bucks, they were led in scoring by Marjon Beauchamp, who had 20 points on 54% from the field. Beauchamp actually looked pretty good this game. Hopefully he's going to be able to get more rotation minutes next year for the Bucks. Now, Taco Fall was a little bit of a surprise for them as well, 10 points on 5 of 6 from the field, and Andre Jackson Jr. managed to get 11 rebounds. Now for the Phoenix Suns, they were led in scoring by Toumani Camara, 20 points on 62% from the field. Overall, their team was alright. They weren't that efficient, but they also weren't that bad. No one was really standout, however. Now for the final game of the day, we had the LA Clippers versus the Utah Jazz. Now for the LA Clippers, Jordan Miller played pretty well, 50% from the field, 12 points. Xavier Moon, however, best player by a mile on the Clippers today. 10 for 14 from the field, 6 for 8 from 3, 26 points. Towards the end of the game, he just started to heat up. He was pretty much unstoppable, just hitting 3 after 3 after 3. Hopefully, he's going to be able to work his way into the Clippers point guard rotation next year. Now for the Jazz. Ochai Agbaji, 44% from the field, 9 boards, 5 assists, a steal and 2 blocks, 21 points. He has really been showing off so far this summer league, showing off a lot of his on-ball and off-ball skills. But now for the real star of the Jazz, we had Keontae George with 33 points on 50% from the field and 40% from 3, to go along with 10 assists. Keontae George is really starting to look like an actual point guard at the NBA level. I really do have hope for him starting as the Jazz's point guard next year, as he has shown an ability to make the right pass when he is in that role. However, as he showed in this game, when he starts heating up, he is unstoppable. At one point, I think he hit 3 straight threes. Keontae George looked amazing this game. And that does it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.